Alright, so the issues I was talking about with talking in public, again, I get to be right. People hear what they want to hear, they make assumptions, and of course, depending on who you are, you get treated differently. Now, I have two officers here. They heard that I was talking about shooting people. Took things way out of context. These officers haven't. They've sort of talked to me appropriately. I can't say as they've done anything wrong. They have been courteous. They wouldn't allow me to come in and get my phone so I could record the entire situation, but they have their body cameras on, which helps, and I will be getting their cards before I go. As far as having a safe place to do this, like I said, there isn't one. When it comes to making the phone calls that I need to make, I can't make phone calls in places like this because of situations like this. And that's part of the issue with sensitivity and having a safe place and a safe environment, is that I don't have an environment where I can actually do all of the things that I need to do, the things that people keep expecting me to do and telling me to do. And I don't have the finances to do it either. So, although I've spent almost $20 here today, it's not enough. And although there are customers here who have been here longer than me, there's a comfort issue where people don't feel comfortable with me for whatever reason. So these officers had heard that, number one, I had been talking about shooting people, and number two, that I had been here for quite a while. And I have been here for quite a while. Charging up my computer, charging up my electronics, and like I said, it costs me money to do this. And I keep spending that money so that I can sit here long enough to charge my electronics. So for me, I basically travel around from place to place to place to place. These officers checked me for warrants, and my warrants did not come up here in Cheyenne, Wyoming. They're also non-extraditable warrants, so I do have to be in Colorado or Nebraska for them to matter. But it's also the situation where this happens everywhere. When I talk about a safe environment, I'm talking about an environment where I don't have to put through or be put through this harassment. And although it's not technically considered harassment, I guess, it's the fact that it prevents me from doing the things that I need to do in order to defend myself. To defend myself against the public, or to defend myself against the police. Now, the police here aren't the ones that I need to defend myself against. They're not out to get me. I don't feel any sort of paranoia about how they're trying to cover for the Boulder Police Department or anything of that nature. They're just here on one of them welfare checks. They're asking the wrong questions, though, and of course, because of jurisdictional issues, they can't really do anything to help me in my current situation anyway. I'll make sure I have my charger. So I'm going outside. I'm gonna try to find another place to plug in my electronics. And like I said, just plugging in my electronics long enough to get them charged up. And then once they're charged up, I gotta go out to my vehicle to do it so that people don't hear words and get red flags in their head and start getting paranoid and scared over shit that's not gonna happen. And then, of course, punishing me for things that aren't gonna happen because they're paranoid. So, I guess they're letting me go or whatever. I don't know. They can tell me where to go, but it doesn't really help me out. So I gotta get a pen. Yeah.
You're not allowed to come back here tonight. Okay?
That's all right. I won't.
Back here.
I just assumed that. I've been through this before.
All right. Well, I just want to make sure that you know so that you don't get yourself in any kind of undue trouble. All right? Good luck to you, Sean.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself.
Drive safe out of here.
Can I get your cards before you go?
Sure.
My name's Rippy.
Yes, sir.
So I'll tell you what, we can write my name on his card. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So
thank you, Rippy. Thank you, Miles.
Do you want any place? Can I tell you, if you want the Camilla shelter, that's a place you can go. I don't know if you want to go there. I'm going to give you a heads up though, Sean. If you stay in your car and you stay somewhere like in a park in town, most likely one of us will. You're not allowed to do that in town here. So
unless it's Walmart.
Yes, if you have if they can let you, Walmart, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But that's private property. I mean, so if they're cool with that. So.
They're cool with it nationwide.
They are nationwide.
They are.
I did not know that. So cool with
there's
that,
only 2 cities in the United States where it's currently illegal to do that in a Walmart parking lot, and that's because their local ordinances prevent it. Walmart doesn't have an issue with people staying there. What they have an issue with is people trying to privately sell their vehicles and things of that
doing
nature.
that on their property.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, I do hope you.
Is there a center for people with disabilities in town?
Well, you're probably not going to like this. The hospital might be the best place this time. I can't think of anything else. Honestly,
That's the problem. When somebody like me goes into a hospital, their protocols are as fucked up as yours.
So, Sean, I'm not going to...
I don't mean that as an offensive thing.
If you go in there, we are not emergency... So an emergency detention is just like an M1 hold in Colorado. We are not doing that to you. But if you go in there on your own accord, you can go ask if you can speak to somebody. And then that's up to you. That's about my best. For you, veteran?
I am not.
Okay, I was going to say you could go to the VA, but right now, sir, I'm sorry. I don't know what you can do. So
I've dropped plenty of people at the VA here in Cheyenne. I brought people up from Boulder, Colorado, because the VA down there is piss poor. So a lot of people, they end up here or at the VA up by Sheridan. So I've taken a few people to trips to there.
Here's our name, Sean. Take care of yourself,
Those are
okay?
our names and badge numbers on there.
Yeah.
You can call us if you need any help.
Where is the hospital?
That's right.
If you go down Converse, you know where Converse is? So this is Del Range right here.
Yes,
If you
sir.
go that way on Del Range, you'll hit Converse. When you hit Converse, go south. Once you're going south on Converse, the easiest way is actually to go right on Pershing, because you don't know the streets here, right?
Not really.
So the best thing to do is go Del Range down to Converse, south on Converse, right on Pershing. Okay, take Pershing all the way down to, would it be Evans or House? Evans. Yeah, take Pershing all the way down to Evans, south on Evans again, and you'll see the hospital. Okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Take care of yourself. Good luck.
Y'all be safe.
You too. Thank you.
So that was my encounter. People get afraid. And when they get afraid, I get to talk to police officers. Now that was Officer Miles and Officer Rippey. Officer Miles is P54. Officer Rippey is P41. And I have their email addresses here. Well, one of them anyway. It's the first one is jmiles@CheyennePD.org. JMILES at CHEYENNEPD.org. The address for the police station is 415 West 18th Street, Cheyenne, Wyoming. Let me make sure I got my ID back. I'm pretty sure I did. If not, I'll have to call them back and ask for it. Yes, I did. So I'll let my vehicle warm up for a minute, and I guess I'll be reviewing the video. They detained me by my vehicle, and not really detained, but wouldn't let me go in and get my stuff until they'd talk to me. Wanted to know if I was threatening to shoot people. Of fucking course not. It would serve no purpose. When people threatened to kill me, and I posted it up so that other people could make the reports, because police won't take mine. They kept telling me I have to go in person. That's one of the tricks that they pull. Officer Amos said they're not supposed to do that. Now, the police here in Wyoming, I don't know what their jurisdictional laws and crap are, but apparently I'm not supposed to come back here tonight. They didn't say anything about me not coming back tomorrow, but I don't feel comfortable coming back here at all. That's not going to stop me from speaking out. Not ever. If I have to make the videos in my vehicle, then I'll do that. There's just a small portion of the evidence that I have to go through without people having red flags. I had somebody call the cops on me because I had a blank Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office voluntary statement on the table. I had somebody put up a red flag and call the cops at one point because of an inmate property receipt. One of the places after I was released from jail, they have a property and evidence bag that they give you to take with you. So I was carrying that, and that was at a McDonald's where that set off a red flag. These are major issues. So I guess those officers are waiting for me to pull out. My vehicle's almost warmed up enough. I suppose I'll shut down the video and go for a drive. Y'all be safe.